This is a reminder that on Saturday, October 28th, Let's Play at Novora Autism will be hosting an Extra Life Halloween special featuring Undertale. Then, on Saturday, November the 4th, join us for our main Extra Life stream featuring Ukulele. Both of these streams will be supporting the McMaster Children's Hospital and the Children's Miracle Network. Come and show your support on both days for this wonderful cause. But yeah, if you can believe it or not, the guy on the right is actually Tham, our good friend Tham, who we've simulcasted with on a number of occasions. And last time he wanted to offer me a chance to go ahead and stream with him for the place we're going to tonight. But it was something I was not willing to do because I hadn't unlocked it yet. I always give myself, whenever there's a new 24-man raid like this, I always give myself an ample amount of time to give myself the chance to let people clear it as before me, so that I'm not wandering around aimlessly and not feeling completely stupid. But in my test runs with Matthias so far, where we're going has proven to be a nightmare, and I expect no more to be anything different tonight. Because now, I'm gonna swallow my pride and try this with Corinne. So, with that in mind, greetings, people of the world. Matthew back with you here at Novora Autism for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood Live. We are here in Kugane with our Warrior of Light, Corinne Loren, as we will attempt to try and clear the brand new 24-man dungeon, the Royal City of Rabanastre. And let me tell you, if you've had a chance to do 24-man dungeons before, this thing just goes to another level of pure and absolute torment because I still have not cleared this thing yet with Matthias. And you probably remember me saying when I did my video for the Weeping City of Mach that I had yet to clear that before I tried to show it off with Matthias. I tried to do it with Corinne and was unsuccessful for 2 weeks. So I went in to doing the recording of me attempting Weeping City of Mach without ever clearing it with Matthias. This time the roles are reversed as we go to Rabanastre, the new 24-man raid. So while Tham and his family are chilling out here in Kugane, we've got business to take care of. Let's warp over to, I believe the place I'm looking for is going to be somewhere up here. Or, no, it's gonna be down. Okay, it's here down here in Kugane Dori. Okay. Yeah, need to remind myself where this stuff is because I don't always come here. But yeah, we also have this. This is where the Wandering Minstrel is when you want to unlock the extreme modes of the primals that you've confronted. Those being Lakshmi, Susanoo, and Shinryu. But we're not here for the Wandering Minstrel. We're here to meet with this man, Keiten. This big Rogadin here is the man we want to speak with in order to lock this brand new dungeon. Let's go ahead and speak with him to take on the level 70 challenge entitled Dramatis Personae. Keiten knows someone seeking your acquaintance. Welcome, milady. There's a young maiden here who would speak with you. Alright. Who could this person be? Amikote? She looks pretty disappointed, though. Miss, the adventurer has arrived! Yeah. Over here, young lady. And here she is, the liberator of both Doma and Alamigo in the flesh. I am Lena Murala, correspondent for the Raven. Go Baltimore! And please beat the Vikings tomorrow. You may recognize me from my expose on the secret lives of the homunculi. And like, who are you? Yeah, I don't read your paper, unfortunately. I'm too busy adventuring. Is there a problem? Well, if you must know...
Musia? That would be my sister. People mistake us all the time. Same profession, you see, and we do bear a passing resemblance. When last I heard, she was still assigned to the botanist guild in Gridania, poor thing.
Well, she's over in Ishgard now.
But enough small talk. It's not for nothing that I've been standing here since yesterday morning on the off chance you passed by.
Yeah, like, what? You've been waiting for me for this long to get this quest going?
No, I'm here because... Actually, it's best you heard it from Alma. I'm but an observer.
And a report at the same time. Yeah, like, over here.
Alma, come! I found her!
A lady dressed in green, wearing a cape, but yet relatively nervous. Maybe we can find out why.
Is this the adventurer of whom you spoke?
Indeed it is. You took the words right out of my mouth, Lena. Hello there. Nice to meet you. Yeah, she's clearly distressed.
Please, I beg of you, find my father. You are his only hope.
Yeah. Clearly distressed about a lost family member.
It's all right, Alma. We are attracting unwanted attention. Might I suggest a change of venue? We await you before the Prima Vista. The theatre barge has a berth at the airship landing.
Alright. Yeah. Dry your tears, young lady. Help is on the way. But can I actually be of help to her knowing how badly this quest has gone for Mathia to this point? Well, wish me luck. Do I still need to repair? No, I'm good. I'm good. Oh wow, Varsoth has returned for the first time in a long time. Oh wow, how long has it been since we've last seen you? Well, in any case, let's go over to... where are we going? Airship landing. So I guess it's better that we... Yeah, we could have actually gone there from Kogane. Yeah, for some reason I thought it was closer to Pier 1. Yeah, but like I said, I'm not really completely familiar with this place. In fact, we can just go up these stairs to get to where we need to go. And hello to all the people who are currently watching right now. Please feel free to click the like button and support the stream and help us out. That'd be greatly appreciated. Alright, so let's speak with Lena.
As I said before, I think it better we continue this conversation in the privacy of the young lady's barge. It's not that I don't trust anyone here, it's simply that I don't trust anyone here.
If that makes any sense.
Godgate Minegumo has been instructed to look out for you. In future, speak with him when you wish to gain admission to the docks.
Okay, yeah, we don't have to bother speaking with him. We can just go in. And we want to speak with Lena, who's over here.
Thank you for coming, Corinne. You're probably wondering why I've summoned you to an airship, and a Garlean one at that. Allow me to explain on the shuttle.
Like a Garlean ship? Uh-oh, this smells like a trap. But yeah, there it is. You know, like, what's going on? Are we gonna take this ship for ourselves? But yeah, under cover of darkness, we fly away to over there. But yeah, those who are watching tonight right now, please feel free to click on the like button and say hello to introduce yourselves. It'd be nice to know who's currently watching the stream right now. It'd be nice to make some new friends. Hey there, Alma. So, Tell us about yourself.
The Prima Vista serves as both stage and home to the majestic Imperial Theatre Company.
Alright. Now that we've gotten that out of the way.
You can keep that dirk in your drawers. No one here is a member of the Imperial Army, nor are there any spies within the troop. At least, no known spies. Ask anyone and they will readily attest. The majestic Imperial Theatre Company are the finest practitioners of the dramatic arts to be found anywhere on the 3 great continents and beyond. They have admirers throughout the Empire and its territories, and even boast a sizable following in Gridania, hence my assignment to their story.
You certainly had to come a long way for a story.
It is a little-known fact, outside Garlemald at least, that the late Emperor was a devoted patron of the arts who supported various theatre troupes to the tune of much coin. Indeed, Solus was so enamored of the majestic players that he ordered the construction of this very airship, that the troupe might perform in every corner of the Empire.
They certainly have a lot of impressive stage pieces.
When his grandson took the throne, however, everything changed.
Yeah, Varus.
Now all theatre troupes, domestic and foreign, must submit their works for approval by the Central Imperial Board of Censors.
Sound like a lot of other countries we know?
If a play is deemed vulgar or inflammatory, it is banned and the troupe denied their writs of transit. The worst offenders? Well, they are never heard from again. This policy has effectively left playwrights with one of 2 options: compromise their creative integrity to curry favor with his radiance, or put down their quills altogether. The principal of the Majestic, however, chose a 3rd option, to express his disapproval for the Emperor's new policies obliquely in ostensibly unpolitical works.
Yeah, that is kind of a tongue twister.
Pray forgive my early outburst. I am Alma Bas Lexentale, daughter of Principal Genomus Sen Lexentale. Mayhap you have heard of my father's latest play, The Zodiac Brave Story. On the surface, it is an innocent retelling of a well-known Gallian fairy tale, hardly worthy of the censors' attention. But beneath it is something quite different, a fact that the censors failed to spot when they approved the manuscript for public performance. The play quickly became a huge success. The common folk loved its fantastical story, while the learned classes appreciated its true message. By the time the Imperial Board of Censors realized their mistake, it was too late. No longer in a position to prohibit the performance outright without admitting fault, they took aim at the company's purse strings instead. Before long, noble patrons began to withdraw their support, fearing to be associated with the troupe, and by the end, even the learned felt compelled to feign ignorance. By bleeding the majestic of their funding, the censors robbed them of their voice.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
And none of this has made it any clearer as to why you're here, right?
Exactly. But then, allow me, Lena. Yeah, unexpected visitor. Hey Sid, aren't you supposed to be focusing on dealing with Omega right now? How are you over here? In Kugane? I've known Genomus since we were students at the Majestic Academy. When I heard his daughter was in Kugane looking to enlist the aid of an adventurer, I felt compelled to give her your name. Sorry for not announcing myself sooner, old friend. Well, so yeah, he's the one responsible for all this. And you seem so focused on Omega. Genomus and I were from different worlds, but that only served to fuel our friendship. Many were the nights we would prattle on into the wee small hours, warm flagons of peated ale numbing our minds to the other's naive ideologies. Yet no matter where our conversation began, it would invariably end with him telling me how he was going to change the Empire from the inside out. The troupe was to be his path into the people's hearts. Even after the Empire forced him from his home, Genomus never gave up hope that his work might change the world. And hello there, Ichigo and Winter. Good to see you guys this evening. Glad to have you with us. Art will ever strain against artificial bounds and borders, man-made walls and misguided walls. It is in such times of uncertainty that we must needs reach, embrace our calling, and take to the skies so others might do the same. Yeah, flashback for Miss Alma here. What I am trying to say, rather poorly, I concede, is that not all Gaulians are hewn from the same stone. No, of course not. Just as there are those who pledge their lives to the Empire and would never think to question the authority of its leaders, there are those like Alma's father, and myself, whose love for their country does not blind them to its flaws. Still, selling that suck of sunflower to an Alamigan or a Doman whose wash is finally consumed in the flames of a Magitech Reaper.
How many Aeolsian adventurers do you think would leave with the opportunity to help an Imperial search for her missing father and in Gaulian territory, no less? But you are different. You have seen enough to know that the line between good and evil is not defined by race, color, or creed. So, what say you?
Yeah, what would we say? I could never turn my back on a damsel in distress, or I would make a poor adventurer if I were to shy from adventure. I'll take the latter. Yeah, this is Corinne. She's not necessarily all that big on doing the helping the damsel in distress thing. She helps everyone. Now that you understand the nature of the task, perhaps Alma could provide some insight as to where we might begin our search. Yes, please do.
Shortly before my father disappeared, he began work on his next play, a successor to the Zodiac Brave story.
But
I'm getting ahead of myself. Please follow me.
Alright, let's do just that. And so time for more cutscene. So we're getting taken up an elevator. But where are we going to? Well, it looks pretty fancy. Ooh, a big TV screen. We're on the deck. We're on the bridge, specifically.
Through adventure and hardship, young Delita, a boy of common blood, becomes a hero, culminating in the birth of the mythical kingdom of Ivalice.
Which is an actual kingdom in Final Fantasy XII.
But that is where the story ends. There are no records of anything that follows. Was Principal Genobis simply going to invent something? My father believed that he had discovered evidence of a second hero, one whose efforts went largely unnoticed, but without whom Delita would never have risen to the throne. His was the next tale he wanted to tell, the true Zodiac Brave story. A second hero? According to my father's studies, this young man was one of Delita's closest friends and confidants. That is, until the untimely passing of Delita's sister forced the two to part ways. Yet the unnamed hero continued to provide aid to his friend by thwarting the machinations of those who would scheme against Delita, thus paving the way for the Popper's rise to regent. You must forgive me, but I've never heard anyone making such claims. How exactly did your father come by this information? That is a long story.
One which begins and ends with Genomus becoming lost in the very legend he sought to lay bare. Even as far back as our academy days, Ivalice had Genomus firmly in his grasp. He flatly refused to believe that the story was just a fairy tale. And so, when he was finally driven out of Garlemald, it was only natural that he should choose this place of all places as his refuge. Was it not, Holmer?
That is correct, Mr. Golland. It has long been my father's belief that the ruins of ancient Ivalice lie beyond Naxia, buried beneath the sands of the Dalmasca Desert.
Poor Dalmasca. The kingdom prospered in relative isolation for countless generations, until the Empire came calling. But now we have to call on the timeline. Because yeah, Dalmasca is also part of Final Fantasy XII. The question is this storyline taking place before Final Fantasy XII or after? Because if it's before, then this would have been before the knowledge of the Arcadian Empire and their subjugation of Dalmasca and Ivalice. If it's after, it would have been after the liberation of Dalmasca.
When not touring, my father would organize expeditions into the Dalmasca Desert to search for proof of Ivalice's existence. Sometimes he would bring back strange artifacts, ancient tomes, and crystals. Crystals unlike any others.
Including the one you're currently holding.
My father called them auracite and claimed they were vital to proving his theories. This is one such crystal.
Well, it certainly doesn't look like white auracite, which we've used before to trap and kill off Asians.
By the 12, it's magnificent!
Ivalician legend tells of crystals bequeathed by the gods onto those who would be kings. It is during his quest to gather auracite that young Dolita rises to prominence. I must have heard the tale 1,000 times from my nursemaid, but that is all it ever was, a tale.
My father would often tell us how the auracite spoke to him. At the time, we assumed he was speaking figuratively, that the stone's beauty roused his muse. But then he began to act strangely. How so? Following our arrival here in Hingashi, my father spent most of his time cloistered in his chambers, poring over his past research, and though he was alone, we could oft hear him in conversation. It was not uncommon for my father to recite the lines as he wrote them, but it soon became clear that this was something else. It was as if he was talking to my mother who passed several winters gone. Might this then not have been out of mere loneliness, or perhaps the strain of your flight from Garlemald? Possibly, but that would not explain the voices which answered him. I hear voices in my head.
Yeah. Someone else is joining us.
Alma, who are these people? I told you I did not require any help finding father, especially from outsiders.
And who might you be?
So good of you to join us, Ramza. Allow me to introduce... Enough, Master Sid.
Yeah, Ramza, Alma's brother. And pissed off as well.
We may be shunned by the Empire, but we are still Garleans. And we still have our pride, unlike some it seems. We require neither the aid nor the pity of foreign rabble. Have you forgotten where you are, brother? It is we who are the foreign rabble. This land and its customs are all but unknown to us. We would be fools to conduct our search without a proven guide.
Your sister is right, Ramza. As for my good friend here, your mistrust is ill-placed. I will personally vouch for her character. In all the time that I have known her, she has never once let anything as insignificant as race or creed color her judgments. You are lucky to have her.
But we would have you, Master Golland. Why do you refuse us?
You know why. Until this affair with Omega is resolved, my hands are tied. It pains me to refuse you and your sister. but it pains me far more to leave Genomus to his fate. I am sorry. Yeah, you're kind of stuck between two different situations here, Sid. You're taxing yourself too much. You need not apologize. I let my emotions get the better of me. After what happened in Rabanasta, it may be time to admit we're out of our depth.
My brother's last expedition met with tragedy in the ruins of the capital city. He barely escaped with his life.
The Empire turned Rabanasta into a death trap. You were a fool to set foot there without a proper escort.
I realize that now, Master Garland, but at the time I saw an opportunity to rescue our father, and I took it. Whatever led you to believe your father was in Damascus' capital? My father's fascination with the Evalesian legend began with a trip to the antediluvian city long before the war. Call it a premonition, but something tells me that is where he has returned. Now you must excuse me, I need some time to think.
Then, Alma, I shall leave you and your brother in Corinne's capable hands. She has ever repaid my trust with interest. You would do well to grant her yours.
Thank you, Master Garland. We will not forget this kindness.
And so, off he goes back to Omega. As we get to look on from afar at Hingashi. So now we gotta go back to the tiring house. Or, well, before we have to do that, yeah, gotta speak with Ramza first. Yeah, hey there, man.
Master Garland seems to think highly of you, so I will withdraw judgment until after Dalmasca.
Thank you. So, yeah, 1200 gil goes to us, and we'll go ahead and take on Ramza's next challenge entitled A City Fallen. Ramza is itching to depart. So yeah, let's go. Sending the coordinates, I guess, to our intended destination.
Dalmasca is nestled in a forgotten corner of the Empire's outermost territories. I do not foresee any trouble from the standing army, but would suggest committing to memory the locations of each of the barge's exits, just in case.
Yeah, like, why, though?
You can count on me. As for the flight itself, the currents above Dalmasca are as wild as the lands below. You might want to hold on.
Yeah, helmsman, set course. You're like, yeah, do what you gotta do there, crew. Set us off to a place that I have not even gotten past round 1 on. But yeah, you'll see why once we get there, trust me. So yeah, let's take our fancy ship that belongs to the Luxentale family and head off to Dalmasca. For the first time since Final Fantasy XII. So yeah, we're just chilling out until the flight arrives. And we're gonna strike up more conversation, apparently. I guess Lena and Alma are hitting it off pretty well. Oh, hey there, Ramza.
We will complete our descent to Rabanasta in the shuttle.
Alright. Remember to take your lance, Corinne. You're like, Alma, you stay here. It's too dangerous.
Ramza!
I thought I made myself clear, Alma.
The capital is simply too dangerous. Father would never forgive me if I were to lose you trying to rescue him.
Like, she's in distress enough. Let her come.
Come, we are wasting time.
Yeah, Alma completely beside herself. And quite frankly, who can blame her? So, we've made it. The desert sands of Dalmasca, and the royal city of Rabanastre, its capital. There it is. But as you can see, we got smoke billowing from there, from all over the place. Not a place to approach lightly. Yeah, look at this place.
According to my father, Rabanastre was already a thriving city some 1,000 years ago. But after performing several private excavations beneath the so-called Desert Sapphire, my father came to the conclusion that it was not the first settlement to stand here. Then your father believes that Rabanastre sits atop the royal city of Lassalia, capital of Ivalice. But if that's true, it could change history. We would be famous.
Like, famous?
Are you sure you don't mean rich? Your kind are all alike.
Yeah, like, all you can think of is the money.
Parasites grow fat on the sweat and suffering of others. Bold words for a boy of but 16 summers. And what, pray tell, have I done to deserve such spite? I only wish to learn the truth behind the disappearance of the Empire's foremost playwright. If that should lead to something bigger, well then I would be the worst reporter in the realm if I did not pursue it.
And we're gonna argue about this. Yeah, like, can we go ahead and deal with this problem? Because, yeah, apparently Corinne believes that something's wrong here. And it has nothing to do with these two at each other's throats.
Yes, we can argue about this now, or we can return to the Prime Vista and report to our army of adventurers that it is time to begin the expedition. I humbly suggest the latter.
You'll get no complaints out of me. Yeah, we gotta do something. So yeah, as we pan back over to Rabanastre, as it turns out, Corinne did sense something.
You see, it is as I said, brother. Let them come to us. Should we kill them now? No, the time is not right. When has that stopped us before? Fool, do you not see that one? Slayer of gods, they call her. Warrior of light.
Yeah, all of a sudden, they're shaken. They suddenly realize who they're up against. You better hope we don't cross paths. But now we finally have access to the brand new 24-man dungeon. Oh, man. I don't feel ready for this, but we don't have a choice. We gotta make it happen. I just hope that, for once, I will have a party that can actually get past the first boss. Cause yeah, there is our view of Rabanastre. I just hope we can get past boss number 1.